Hi everybody, I'm Bianca Rodriguez and this is You Are Complete, solutions to help you live the life that you were meant to. Holy cow, I have such a story for you today. I'm so excited. On Saturday, I decided to go see Abraham Hicks. I did not have a ticket, and what occurred was a complete game changer. So I'm going to tell you guys what happened, how I even got to Abraham Hicks, and then I'm going to tell you the greatest thing that I learned that has completely shifted me. I mean, this past week, like you cannot imagine. Now, if you don't know who Abraham Hicks is, you need to. Any self-help junkies out there like me, you gotta know who Abraham Hicks is. Abraham Hicks is like the leading edge person to know about when it comes to manifesting. It's like the secret behind the secret. It's actually like greater than the secret. It's the secret on steroids, doctorate level, like you gotta know. So Abraham Hicks is not actually a person. There's two people. There's Esther and Jerry Hicks. Jerry has now since transitioned, but Esther is live, and Esther is like a medium for Abraham. And Abraham, I know this sounds really out there, but stay with me. Lyle's huffing over here on the side. Lyle, you know you're into it. And you're one of my greatest manifestations, buddy. All right, so Esther and Jerry. Okay, so Esther is a medium for Abraham. And Abraham, she just calls it Abraham, but Abraham is actually like some kind of entity that's like universal truth or universal consciousness or God. And I know it sounds completely bananas, but if you hear what she has to say, you innately know that she is speaking the truth. And you really get the sense that there's something mystical happening with her. So that's the Cliff Notes version on who Abraham Hicks is. So as you know, I am deeply invested in manifesting the life that I desire, and I am committed to ending struggle in your life and in my life, which is why I've created this enterprise, You Are Complete. And so you could imagine that I, really wanted to see this event. I really want to go to the seminar. Now the price was out of my price range. The tickets just didn't fit in my budget, and I'm really trying to honor my budget. So I've been listening to Abraham Hicks. You can listen to them on YouTube for like literally 3 months in the car, on my commute, anytime I'm in the car. And so for the past 3 months, I feel like I have been spending time with Esther Hicks and just like feeling wonderful about it. Like just in the car, and she's like, you're listening to one of these seminars and I love what she's saying and I'm getting so much out of it and I'm feeling really excited and I'm like trying the techniques. And so I just felt like I was with her. And so when I looked up when she was coming to speak and I realized that it was like 3 weeks away, I don't know, I just had it in my mind that I was going to go. I felt inspired. I felt like inspired to go. And so even though I didn't have the money for the ticket, I looked at my budget and I thought, I can afford a little bit less than half of the ticket. I can afford like $100. Like that's within my budget. And so I decided that I was just going to show up to the venue on the morning of and see what happened. So the morning of the event, I wake up at like 3 a.m. Then I wake up at 4 a.m. Then finally at 6 a.m. I decide to get up. It was like the first day of school when you're like so excited. And I woke up and I was eager and I was excited and I meditated, and then I decided I'd make this little sign, on like a piece of paper that said tickets and had like a heart, like ticket ? And I thought, what, I'll kind of hold this up or whatever so that people can see, like I'm scalping. I'm scalping tickets at the Glendale Hilton for Abraham Hicks. Because that's what that just seemed like the divine right thing to do. So I show up to the event early, and as I'm driving to the event, I am feeling great. I am feeling open, and that is what Abraham says is being in the receptive mode, which is key to allowing your manifestations to come to you. And when I had the feeling that I wanted to go see Abraham Hicks, I launched a rocket of desire that already got the universe working, creating momentum to bring it toward me. And then all I had to do was just enjoy the experience of listening to her and thinking about her and practicing what they were teaching me. So on the ride there, I got the idea. I thought, you know what, if I don't get in today, I'm going to call one of my dearest friends, Tara, and see if maybe I could go over there and visit with her and the kids. And even that idea made me really excited because I love her. She's a soul sister, and I'm very connected to her kids and her wonderful husband. I actually married them. I am an ordained minister. I'm happy to marry you if you need a minister. Anyway, so I was thinking about her. So even if I didn't get in, I was excited. So I get there to the venue, and I've got my little sign out. I actually had like a big bag, so I just kind of like hooked it on the bag because I put like some ribbon around it. And I was just standing in the hallway and chatting with people and directing people to the venue, and it was just kind of like sending out this good energy. And some people came up and talked to me. One guy, Doug from San Diego, thank you very much. Doug grabbed me 2 CDs. They had like free CDs on all the chairs for people who got in. He grabbed me 2 CDs, gave those to me. I was like, all right, look, I already got something out of this experience. And so finally there was an older lady, and she needed help finding the venue. So I was happy to help her. I walk her over there. Meanwhile, I've been there for like an hour. There's no tickets, but I'm still like in a great mood. And a beautiful, vibrant woman comes up to me and goes, Tara wants to say hi to you. And I'm like, Tara? As I had just been thinking about her that morning, and I look over and Tara is standing in line to buy a ticket. So I run over to her and tell her and her friend, this vibrant friend that got me, is her friend Kayla. And I tell Kayla and Tara what was going on and why I was there. And in an instant, without even thinking about it, Kayla goes, I'll pay for the rest of your ticket. No problem. I literally knew this woman for like 17 seconds. And she offered to buy me a ticket to pay the rest of my ticket. I was floored. I was like so excited, filled with gratitude. I did have a moment where I thought to myself, should I let this lady like buy a ticket? She's a mom. I don't know. Like I didn't know, I was like, I don't know. But within like literally a minute, I just snapped myself out of that and was like, this is what you wanted. This is what you desired. And she seemed so happy and joyful to give that gift to me. So I thought, let's do it. I walked into the venue. I had heard that it kind of had started, and I was a little bit like, oh, I don't want to miss the beginning. Because at the beginning of every workshop, when Esther's channeling Abraham, she always says the same thing. And there's like a ritual component to it that I had been listening to in the car now for months. As soon as I open the door, Esther takes a deep breath and says the words that I was waiting for her to hear. And I just felt like, yeah, I have goosebumps telling you the story right now. I am meant to be here. Like this, I co-created this with the universe. Like there was no way that this was not gonna happen. How powerful is that? It was so exciting. And it was even better because I got to be there with one of my best friends, Tara, and now this new wonderful friend, Kayla, with me, sitting there, watching this. I mean, oh my God, I'm so grateful. All right, so this was the game changer for me. By experiencing Abraham and Esther Hicks in person, I was able to take my intellectual understanding of the principles that they teach and really internalize them viscerally and deep in my soul. And it was like I understood them, I feel like, for the first time. And the most important thing I feel like I've gotten is that I have to embody all of the feelings that I desire. And our desires just come from a place of wanting to be happier or freer or more inspired, and that is why we want things. But in order for me to get into alignment with those desires, I have to actually, in the now, be that happy and that grateful and that inspired. In the now, in my current circumstances, when I don't have those things. And this experience was just a perfect example of that. I was walking around feeling wonderful, feeling super happy, feeling all these positive vibes about Abraham and the workshop, and I didn't even have a ticket. I just felt I don't know. I just felt so grateful for the information and that I even like had this opportunity to experience them. And even when I had the thought that, if I don't get in, I'll go over to my friend Tara's house, it didn't knock my vibration or it didn't knock how good I was feeling down. There was nothing. I felt kind of like invincible. And I know that it's not realistic, you probably think, to feel that way all the time, but that's a misconception in many ways, because when you are thinking like that, it means that you are reacting to your environment. That means that you believe that what's happening in your reality is really what you should be attaching to and creating emotions out of. And when we do that, we become victims of our circumstances. So if you're in a current circumstance that you're kind of like, you don't think is great, what you want to do is, if there's contrast there, one, recognize that the contrast is just showing you that you desire something different. And the reason you desire something different is because you have expanded, which is constantly happening. So this is just going to be part of your experiences. And then, as opposed to kind of focusing all your attention on the contrast and what you don't want, because the universe only responds to vibrational feeling, not thoughts. If you're like, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that, you're going to keep getting that which you don't want. But instead, focus your attention on a topic that is easy to have good feelings about, like your lovable pet, or the sun shining, or your kids, or I don't know, an activity that brings you a lot of joy. And if you start to focus your attention on the things that make you feel really good, then you will be feeling really good. And you'll also realize the power of focus, and that you have so much control over your mind. And by controlling your mind and what you focus on, and letting that determine how you feel, and putting your feelings first ahead of everything, and wanting to feel good ahead of everything, then you can bring magic into your life, because then you are releasing all resistance from what your soul already knows, because your soul is always in the spirit of high, happy, blissful, appreciative vibration. That is actually where your soul lives. So anytime you do launch a rocket of desire and have a thought, your spirit, your soul, already recognizes it as having happened, because they are in alignment. Our job is just to remove any of the resistance, notice what the contrasts are, not focus on them, acknowledge, notice it, and then shift your attention to things that make you feel alive, appreciative, happy, and inspired. Abraham Hicks. Okay, if you don't have their first book, Ask and It Is Given, that is the best place to start. I also mentioned earlier, they are on YouTube. You can literally just put in Abraham Hicks and hundreds of free videos will come up and you can listen to them. That's what I did for 3 months right before I had my incredible manifestation. If you want to learn more about manifesting, or want some coaching or training and how to do this stuff, I'm available to you. I'm happy to do it with you. It makes me feel so good to help other people learn to create a life that they dream of. It's the life that you were meant for. And I will see you guys next week. I love being with you. Always remember that you are complete, you are whole, and you are miraculous.